Today, something extraordinary happened. I've been talking about this for a while. Had a client with very bad credit get $100,000 unsecured visa today. And I'm going to tell you exactly how we did it. Yep, I'm that kind of guy. Because I think it's like 560 or something like that. Because see, there's a lot of people who are looking at all of these tools, right? And let's see, this is going to be a real scene. It's going to be camera 1 and 2, and it is live because I'm in a good mood. So I figure I would just go ahead and drop this information real quick because it can help some people and clear up some misconceptions. How about that? So in a minute, we're going to jump into that. So what I want you to do is go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and slap it hard, because you're going to want this information and more like it, and you're not going to miss any live streams. And while you're at it, go below the video and get on that email list. Yes, it's an email list. It's not updates. It's not free stuff, but it is where the best deals happen. Plus, you get notifications on these wonderful live streams. I'm just saying, because I'm that kind of guy. So hold on a second. I will be back. And we're not going to do this one. Hold on a minute. I'll disappear. Now, how many folks here who think that if you have an 800 credit score, before I disappear, that you're going to get better deals than someone with a 580? Go ahead and put that in the comments. Well, yeah, throw that off in the comments and we'll see how that goes, because it's going to be one of those cash me outside type deals in a minute, because this is beyond hilarious. This is amazing. If you don't know how this stuff works, if you don't have the proper tools and information. So I think we're going to go in this direction. Let me get into the chat room because I know there's some people in there. All right, we got a few people. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through the highlight and give you the juice, give you the real juice. Client has a business, making money, but the client has a problem, and it's not a problem of drugs. It's not a problem of spending money foolishly. It's a problem of having a heart that's just way too big, because he was doing everything. And essentially, a lot of people left him hanging, right? So we got some really jacked up credit. Started working with me earlier this year, and this has been going on. Be clear, this did not happen overnight, but he had the foundation to make this happen. So we started working on this in January. So one of the things that I did was have him pick a bank. He's not here in Georgia. And then develop a relationship. Now, this is very, very important. There are people who will come here. I already see folks in the comments don't believe this. It doesn't happen. You can't believe it, right? Go ahead. All right. I'm about to prove you wrong. So we develop a relationship, and I said, run all of your company money through these accounts. You got your operational account, you got your expense account, you got all of this stuff, right? And your bank and your branch manager, if you have an account that does over 100,000 a month, they tend to monitor that. They tend to watch over it for you. Some cases it's 20, 30,000. They be on your stuff. So all year he's been running money, and we've been fixing this business, and he's been making more money. So he went ahead through this bank, and he had a card from this bank, and let's be clear, but the card was very low limit. It was like $3,000. And I said, this is what you do. Every purchase you make, Visa uses Visa. You use it on your cell phone bill. You use it for Uber. You use it for plane tickets. Everything. For the whole year, you run as much money through that one card. And he was like having to pay that card sometimes 2 and 3 times a week, right? Well, today he called up the bank, and he didn't call it like regular customer service. There's what's called credit analyst. He called up an analyst, and I was listening on the phone, and I was just shooting him text what to say, how to lay it out. And the guy went in and he said, well, based upon your spend, I can do $100,000 limit. Now, here's the backstory. He had bread. There's a lot of people out here who are like, I've got great credit and wonderful credit, right? Well, there's something that's called the ability to repay. You can have an 848 credit score and you're only going to get so much credit because there's something that's called an exposure limit. But if you're making 300, 400, 500, 600, $700,000 a year, you can have a 580 and get $100,000 credit card. Well, there's somebody with perfect credit can't do that. So the whole gist of the thing that I've been talking about is you got to increase your income. You got to put up that bread. You got to make that bread. So, instead of, you should fix your credit. I mentioned that many times on the channel, but you should also elevate your income. The income has got to go up. And that's what's killing so many people. They're working on their credit and they're trying to build this stuff, right? But they don't have a higher ability to pay. I think he probably ran literally 500,000 this year through that credit card. But it was business spend. It was 90 something business spend. But when he talked to the analyst was like, hold on, let me get off the phone. I got to go do something. And I'm going to guarantee you what this analyst was doing. He called up the branch manager because he was going like 5 minutes. He verified some stuff. And when he saw that money was going to those accounts, it was like, yeah, we can do this. Now, what I'm telling you is you need to get your bread up. You need to make more money because even if you have bad credit, and he will not, once that hits his credit report and he has this huge credit line and other stuff that he's fixing, his score is going to be 7 something real soon, probably before the end of the year. But the thing is, it's about that bread. So let's go ahead and just say you are a person with damaged credit, but you make bread. Your life could be better than someone with perfect credit because you have money, man. And people, there was a conversation on Facebook and we were talking about that. And I was just like, look, there's some called an exposure limit. Those days where, grandma had the $80,000, $100,000 credit, those days are over. They are gone because too many people got in trouble with that stuff. So now it's all about your ability to repay. So I'm going to jump into the little chat room because I'm doing this late. What's up, Mika? What's up, Roger? Lamont? What's up, Art? Owning it, Mocha, Mocha or Mookie, whatever. You're looking very moist. Because see, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this as strong and clear as I can. If you have money, you have options. If you have no money and just good credit, you're going to run out of options as soon as you run out of credit. So, hey, don't believe, because this goes to the core principle of stuff I talk about in Hustle Camp. Make more money. Make more money. James W., welcome to the channel. Appreciate the love. Black's X Cobra the Prince. What up? Kanashava, cheers. Desmar Perez. It's already sounding genius. What's up, Tiger Shark? What's up, Chris Morrison? Thank you. Short change. Please explain the operating account. Essentially, I have a video that's called the 5 financial accounts that every entrepreneur should have. Just go to the main channel, hit that search button. One of the things that I do is I keep these streams congruent, staying on point, and we do not veer off into tangents. What's up, Roger? What's up, Stan? Now, here's the thing. If you spend the next 2 years, let's just say you went through a divorce. Let's say you had some bad stuff happen to your credit profile, right? If you spend the next 2 to 5 years making more bread, money, and fixing your credit, you are just going to go very quickly toward a better life, because he didn't believe it. We talked for 30 minutes after this happened because he couldn't believe it. It was instant. And I explained it to him like I'm going to explain it to you. First of all, banks after the recession got very skittish. I remember working for this company, and this guy was telling me, his name was Bob, that his son had like a $25,000 credit limit, and he was a student at University of Georgia. And he was just like, That ain't happening. It's just because they know what people will do. They're really, really cranking down on that. And the rules have changed. You want to work on your ability to repay. Now, let's go through the whole process because I said I was going to break it down for you. There is a strategy. Banks work together, right? So let's say you go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, any one of these banks. If you have your checking where they can see real income coming through month after month after month, because see, this thing is, it's not going to happen with 1 month. It's not going to happen for 2 months. They got to see substantial activity. So he's using up his limit to 3,000 and like spending 9 G's in a week and just doing this over and over and over and over and over again. And he was just shocked. He was shocked when the answer was like, okay, we can do this. Because see, this is the thing. They know he has the money to repay. It's not this wild gamble. The Fair Isaac, whatever it's called, the FICO score, whatever you want to say, is a scoring model predicted on your ability that you will pay on time in the future. It does not judge people who've gone through medical bills. It does not correctly judge people who've got divorced. So essentially, banks know this. And one of the things is if you get your bread up and you start spending, and then you get to the point where you walk in the bank and they know your name and they're like, hey, Mr. So-and-so, or hey, Miss So-and-so. Also, this card was a rewards card, so he got crazy points. Now, the next thing is, let me stick on point. Develop a relationship with the bank. That is very, very important. And you want it all to be together. You don't want to be late on anything. And you always want to be flowing with your bread. You don't want to be draining your checking account down to nothing. Because he keeps a pretty good operating balance because his business is with physical products and stuff. And they looked at that, and that dude came back and was like, yeah, you know why? Because he's already spent $500,000 this year. Plus he's going to spend more. So he's already spent more than 5 times, what his credit limit is. They know this is what's called a very safe bet. But when you go in there with, I got an 800 credit score, because I see people, I don't say anything, and they're like, yeah, I got $1,500 credit limit. Yeah, I mean, here's the little secret. You got great credit, right? But when you get those low credit limits, 1,500, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, you don't make any money. They're like, yeah, you got a good score, but you don't make any money, so we're not going to trust you with a big line of credit. Now, here's the second part of that is, now that he has this mega, because the thing is, average person can get 35, I believe, 35, maybe 40. And before they start asking for financials, American Express, once again, if you're running money through their bank and they can look in there and see the bread, you can kind of jump over this stuff. Let's say you went to Wells Fargo and you didn't have an account at Wells Fargo. All your business stuff was over here. You went to Wells Fargo and then it's like, hey, I want this loan. They're going to scrutinize you much harder than if you had an account that someone can go, hold on. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're doing this. So that's the importance of developing that banking relationship. For all of you folks who will have these credit unions out in the boonies, go open up an account at a bank that you want a credit card with. It's very important. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see. Mr. High Profile. That's a cool name. Love the channel. Thanks for your work. Welcome to the fam. Stan Martin, awesome channel. I've been binge watching for a week. Hey, that's what the videos are for. Appreciate you. Roosevelt Davis, what's up? Yes. Make more money and everything will clear up. Also learn how to manage your money that you increase. Yes, that is the foundation of Hustle Camp. Mika Long, no moistness, no moistness. What's up, Michael? Chris, I just joined, but I want to make sure you mentioned to the people how dangerous it can be not to repay the balance each month in full. The interest rates are uber high. Okay, you just joined, but I think you kind of missed some because this person was paying his credit card off 3 to 4 times a week, never paid a lick of interest. So, and I should say, if you're going to do average stuff where you have a high credit score and you go buy stuff and you get the best buy and the interest free, you are a prisoner. When you make bank, you want a new TV, you go get a new TV. When you make bank, you want a new car, you go get a new car. That interest rate stuff does not matter. And I will say this, if you're going to follow the plan, or if you're going to like be with Hustle Camp and you pay you run the card like I tell you to run the card, you ain't got to worry about interest rates. You don't have to worry about prepayment fees or penalties and all that stuff. This is above average financial advice. This isn't for normal people. This is for the exceptional or the people who hope to be exceptional. Demar Pedra, I screwed up my second chance checking account with Chase. Ooh. Let me tell you what to do with that, Delmar. Go to Chase, find your account, and pay that balance. Wait maybe 6 months to a year, you might be able to get back in. Chris, a lot of people might say this and think this is the free money. I said how to get a $100,000 visa with bad credit, the power of work. Once again, we'll get to the work thing. Heading to Houston for some coin this weekend. Good. Let's see. Joshua Hill, would it take, I like this. This is a good question. Joshua Hill, would it take several years, 4 to 6, to fix your credit score? No, it does not. If you have the right information. If you got the wrong information or you have a low income, it could take you 7 to 10 years to fix your credit. But if you have high income and the right information, you can fix your credit. He was like 5 something because number one, he didn't know what to do. Okay, smart dude, everything, you know, he might be watching. He didn't know what to do in terms of fixing his credit because here's a few things that you can do. And he didn't have any of these options available to him, so he had to do it himself. If you got bad credit and let's say you're married and you say, hey, boo, your wife's got great credit, all she has to do is add you as an authorized user to all her cards and you inherit her credit history. You don't need the cards. You don't even have to use them. Have that for 1 month to 60 days and your score will zoom. But that's once again kind of like still problematic because you don't have the income. I say get the income first, then, you know, get the bigger limits because, you know, you feel more confident. Plus, when you have bread, you don't do stupid things because you're used to having bread. But when you have that thirst situation of not having any bread, you might go crazy with something like that. But no, it doesn't take 4 to 6 years if you know what you're doing. Let's see. Concrete hustler. My credit is 526. What can I do? Step number 1, make more money. Step number 2, pay off your debts. Step number 3, manage your money well. Dave Thomas, I got invited for MasterCard Black Card. I turned it down because the annual fee is $495 each year. Dave Thomas, let me tell you how these cards work because I got a few of them. There's Chase Preferred, right? It's got like a $495 fee per year, right? But do you know they give you a $300 annual airline credit, which you use for their stuff? It's like a $500 plane ticket for free. American Express, if you have the Platinum card and you buy 1 ticket in full boat, no discount stuff, you get a free one for a companion. So when you're looking at that kind of stuff, $495, it really ain't nothing. But once again, this is for people who want to make bread, who want to increase their legacy, who want to increase their financial footprint. This isn't for normal people because the thing is, you're going to have to make some money to play this game because the bank is not like, okay, you pay off your credit card 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or use it a lot. They're like, okay, people do that all the time. Maybe you got a bonus. Maybe it's tax season. You're going to need 6 months to 9 months or maybe a year or 2 of high payments for them to go, we're going to bless you with this baller limit. So that's part of it. But yeah, if you travel, the American Express Platinum card's great. The Chase Preferred Sapphire, the Chase Preferred Reserve, they're great because, you know, yeah, they got fees, but they got a lot of perks. Like with the Reserve, you can use airport lounges. With which one? What's the other one? The American Express, you can get in the lounge, and there's other cards. So it just depends upon your lifestyle, but it's really not that bad. The Hectorix. Was the bad credit personal or business? How do you use business credit to improve your personal credit? Good question, the Hectorix. First of all, you cannot put the cart before the horse. You must fix your personal credit first, because everything's going to come off the owner or the operator of the LLC or the corporation's FICO. It may not go in your personal credit report, but they're going to look at that. So you need to do this. And this was on the personal card. Now, see, this is the thing. Now that the bank gave him this limit, they're going to ball out on his business credit. It's going to be like insane, because I was walking through it. I said, okay, you got this. Around Christmas time, we're going to hit him over the head for another limit increase. And then we're going to also check out your score, you know, have them sign up for all of these score monitoring things. And then we're going to go and ask for that big loan December. And the big loan, if they give him 100,000 personal, they'll probably do 1 million business. So, you know, but the bread is there. This isn't like, I just look good, I walk in the bank and they give me all this credit. No, he has a real business. He has assets, CPL, all other stuff. So you got to improve your personal credit first, the Hectorix. Then you can really ball out on your business credit. Black Cobra. Yeah, American Express is $4.95 too for the platinum. What's up, Tanita Ride Out? Short change, building that attitude money. I like your attitude. Stefan Azar took 6 months from me. G Ranks, get the Never Broke Action Pack. Appreciate that. Roosevelt Davis, I love my credit cards. I pimp them for my advantage, and they allow me to. Yeah, because this is no Dave Ramsey stuff here. For business, using a credit card to get merchandise to flip, or using a credit card to run your business, I'm cool with that, because that's investing in an asset. But going out and just buying a whole bunch of nice stuff and clothes and whatever, that's stupid. I don't recommend that. So I'm with Dave Ramsey on that. Andrea Barnett, my credit is okay. No derogatories, but just high usage. Need angel investor for short-term loan to pay down personal debt to qualify for business credit. No, Andrea, no. Bad, Andrea, bad, Andrea, bad, Andrea. What you need to do is increase your income. You got good credit. Okay. You're holding it down. You're handling what you need to handle, right? You need to make more money, and then you need to start paying down that balance. You do not need an angel investor. You do not need a loan. It is a bad habit to get a loan to pay off debt. Don't do that. Work it down. Work it down. That's just not the way to go. Because there are many people who are going to come here and they're going to see this and they're going to think that this is a situation for broke Dick Danny. And it's not for broke Dick Danny, and it's not for penniless Priscilla. Once again, as we walk through it in Hustler Camp, and next Tuesday, we're going to be doing the first live boot camp. And what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do Hustler Camp. Everybody wants fat cat secrets. I got a lot of people on other videos like, I want it. How do I sign up? I am not going to let you take that before step number 1, personal budget. Step number 2, what is your net worth, or your lack of net worth, or your negative net worth? You got to have foundational numbers to work this thing out. Just making more money without understanding your current situation is a recipe for long-term pain. So what you got to do is come through the system, do it the right way. Because see, I got other sources of income, and I have a vision for Hustle Camp. I want people to go through Hustle Camp and come on the other side with more money in the bank, a financial education, hustle skills, and the skills to build a business. And understand that people want what they want, right? But since I created this is my blueprint. This is what got me out of that boarding house. I'm going to do it the right way, which means, hey, you want to try to skip around it? You can't skip. You're going to have to go through the same process as everyone else, because my client, his business does about $5 million a year. There's a lot of people with businesses with bad credit, which hampers their ability to get money to grow their business, because everyone doesn't understand this thing. So I'm just saying. E-Rock 344, what can you learn from Hustle Camp? I'll talk about that in a separate video. Essentially, Hustle Camp is the blueprint for building a financial life and leaving a legacy for your kids. This I'll just do a separate video. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. E-Rock 3444. What can you listen? No, Curtis Bailey. All I can afford is $25 hustle. Curtis Bailey, my dude, my friend. Buy the $25 hustle, get your money up, and buy Hustle Camp. I have learned, I've been doing training and courses and books and boot camps for a long time. And I have seen that just because people have the money to buy a course or get into something doesn't mean they're going to be successful, because they may lack the willpower or the desire. So if you got to like burn, sell something, work an extra job, bring in some extra bread to get in the Hustle Camp, your chances of being successful are exponentially much higher than, oh, I can just afford it. I don't want you to go on your credit card. I don't want you to get in debt. I don't want you to borrow money to get in this. I want you to work, earn your way in, and be stable and not stressed out. Creative and Quality LLC. What's up with that? Leotis, I just started a business. How do I get a starter loan? You do not get a starter loan. What you do is you hustle as hard as you can to make as much money on your business. And what kind of business do you have? The Red Chuckers. Let's see. Hold on. I have a process for dealing with moist people. Ty Red Chuckles is moist. He's a coward, because once the thing is, because I understand what you want. You want to do this without working. You want to do this without building a company. You want to do this without making money, because people who will come in and see the title and not listen to it, they will not absorb it, because they'll see the title and it's like, how can I get that come up without working? Which is the second part, the power of work. Client's been working for years. He's been making money. He's been doing stuff. No. This video is about how to get a $100,000 visa with bad credit in the process. One of the things that I'm going to do, and you can see the channel improving, is I keep the videos on point. I'll do a separate video. Be sure to go below, subscribe, and when I drop that video, you can get it. I don't even like Hustlers Kung Fu, but it's true. That's funny. What's up, Ion Trades? Thomas Leonard, you talk the real stuff. Appreciate it. I'm doing Lyft right now. G ranks, cool. So yeah, that's the thing, because essentially this is not an overnight process. This is not easy. It's all about, let's say you have a friend. Let's call your friend Jerome. You've known Jerome 10 years, right? You know Jerome will break his neck other than be in debt. So if Jerome says, yo, bro, I need $100, you're like, because you know Jerome gonna pay you back, right? Think of the bank looking at you like that. If they are very, very comfortable knowing that you're going to repay them, they will just start throwing money at you. But if they're like, it's like when you go out on a date with somebody that you wasn't really feeling, and then they drop you when you gave them a chance. That's how the banks be feeling. I want you to really think about that. Would you loan yourself $100,000? And if you go pause, like, well, there's your answer. So that's just how this thing works. And so many people are on this because there's a lot of people out here talking about, get a high credit score, get all this credit, right? And my whole thing is, yes, work on your credit, fix your credit, but work harder on getting your income up. Money may not make you happy, but it solves a lot of problems. Art Morse, Art Austin, all these Morse cats need to cop the hustler's mindset. Indeed. Mika Long, everyone wants something for nothing. Super moist. Let's see. Short change, 5 checks, not cash, and counting weekend gig, hustle stacking. Be careful with that, because some of these checks expire after 6 months. So, just put in a savings account. Abney Vance, I would loan myself $1 million. Okay, do you have $1 million to loan yourself? I'm just curious. James W., I need to get my money up, side gig and side business. Geo Maverick, money ranks right up there with oxygen. I agree. Andrea Barnett, you're on point, but everybody's got to start somewhere. By the time I did all of the work to build my business, I realized I used all my personal credit before I knew about business credit. Okay, Andrea, you're still in a good position. All right. I put out in the earlier stream today, Amazon.com is 23 years old. Amazon.com was taking L's for about 15 years. L's. They had money to keep running, but there was no profit. So instead of, I don't know what your business is, but you still, if you got it started, you have clients, you have income coming in, just sit down and ask yourself this question. What aspects of my business make the most money? Figure out what they are, throw everything else out, and do only that. And your money problems will be solved very quickly. So that's the whole thing. Because one of the things is we got so many things going on right now. We got a recession that I think we're in. And when this one hits hard, it's going to be unlike anything that any of us have resisted. I'm going to resist the recession, but any of us experienced. And if you're not ready, hardworking, or, making moves, it could literally wipe you out. Especially, my heart weeps for the older people, because all these folks who are about 65, 70, their stock market portfolios looking great. When this thing hits, it's going to be like they didn't even save. It's going to be ugly. It really is. So that's some stuff you can do, because I have bootstrapped all of my businesses. I have taken out a loan years ago, a small business loan, SBA loan, and I'll never do it again. What they put you through, I mean, if you got a cat, that cat's collateral. Your dog, Mookie's collateral. And it's a lot of stress. If you got to do it and you can deal with that, fine. But for me, I'm not doing that anymore. I like to organically fund my stuff. Most of the stuff that I do, since I deal with intellectual property, it's very easy for me to spend my own bread and make it do what it do. But, I'm not building a supermarket. I'm not, even if you had like a food truck, you could do a food truck, 15, 20 grand. You could do that yourself. So just, think about that. Donnie Banks, I've been using money from my 9 to 5 to support my clothing line. With this money, it's hard for my business partner, but I'm consistently produce clothing, which brings down the hype of our brand. With this money, it's hard. Okay. One of the things you got to do, if you're going to do brands, you got to learn how to sell. And what I mean is you got to learn how to pre-sell. Your problem is you are advertising, you're making, then selling. You need to get people to believe in your brand to the point that they will advance you money. So then you can, that's Kickstarter. I am waiting on some dolls I ordered 2 years ago. Got an email, and they're finally going into production. I have forgot about it. So you want to do pre-sales. AKW Beats, what's up? I had to get this water for this hurricane. Hope you be safe, because they predicted this hurricane season was going to be incredibly harsh, and they were right, and there's more to come. Aaron Johnson, my biggest issue right now is gaining more capital. Should I start with the $25 hustle? Yes. Your biggest issue is you don't know how to sell. If you know how to sell, you can co-sign, you can find a job, you can sell and get your money up. Fantastic, Mr. Vic. Glenda, I'm thankful that I found your channel. I almost signed up for one of those 999 sell for Amazon courses. That's your thing, man. Just do your research. One of the things, I don't bash people for their courses, because if I didn't take the course, I don't know the course. I'm not going to say anything good or negative about it, because maybe it could be good for you. But I would say, for anyone who's low on bread, resell stuff. Start a service business. You can get your money up. You don't have this huge outlay of cash, and you can learn business skills. One of the attendees walked out and told me, follow Glendon Cameron, you will do better. And here, whoa, wait, what? Someone told you to follow this channel at a sell on Amazon event? Get the hell out of here, really? Oh, that's funny. That's priceless. Sales book suggestion. Earl Nightingale Lead the Field. It's more of a process. Nope, no love dolls. That is wild. That is wild. Thanks for telling me that story. That really makes my day. Because once the thing is, if you're willing to work, because like this dude, he is like blown away that this happened. Because I said, dude, you earned it. You built a business that makes millions of dollars a year. You employ people. You've earned this. And what happens is we have a society where people want these baller limits, all of this luxury, upscale stuff, but they don't want to work for it because there's nothing wrong with liking nice stuff. I like nice stuff, but be willing to work for it. Be willing to put in the work. Curtis just bought the $25 hustles. Fingers crossed. It ain't about your fingers being crossed. It's about you doing the work. I'll just give you something real simple. If you go on Craigslist right now, find a product or service that you can do consistently, and you did nothing else for a year. You breathed it, you lived it, you studied it, you would make bread. You would. Let me hold on this. Actually, I can't get into that. So essentially, that's how you get $100,000 visa with bad credit. Because at this moment, because we pulled it up, his credit score is still 560. It will not be 560 once that limit hits his credit report. He'll probably get 100 to 120 points off of that credit, or if not more. We'll look at it. And then once, about 3 months from now, once the score goes up, he can go out and get another card with a similar limit. I mean, because I told him, I said, probably they would come at you low, maybe 50,000 in an alternative bank. And then, the plan is to get 3 or 4 cards like that, because the best time, because this thing, he don't need the credit. He got enough money. Like, he bought a car, he paid cash. He's cash and carry. So the best time to get credit is when you don't need it. The worst time to get credit is when you're desperate for it, because you're not going to get it. The bank's like, I know someone recently who applied for something and they're overextended and they got denied and they got like a 7 something. The ability to repay is very important in today's financial environment. It really is. I own trades, thinking of moving to Atlanta and leasing a warehouse. Got my LLC, but that's what else would I need to lease the building, the business name? That's pretty much it. Now, you lease a building, depending upon what you're doing, they may make you get a business license. Leah's, I have a hauling business and I need a better truck. This is what you do. Start reselling and flipping some. Set yourself a goal for $1,000 a month. Profit, not gross sales. And just do that until you get enough money to get a truck. Don't get a loan unless, or you can get a used truck. I mean, there's a lot of avenues. You're welcome, Doug. Whether you think you're right or wrong, you think you're wrong, either way, you're right. That's true. Jimea Mima, how long will it take to bounce back from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? That's brutal. All right, there's 2 tracks here. I've never filed Chapter 7. I don't know. But what I've heard, let's just put it this way. If you go, I don't, like I said, this because I haven't dealt with this one. The same thing applies. Get your bread up. Let's say you're making $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Your first step would be to get a secured credit card. You want a 5,000 or greater limit, because once again, your initial limit is going to be your additional limits. So if you start off with one of these crazy low limits, like $300, $500, it's really not going to get you anywhere. So get some bread together, get you a secured credit card, 5,000, and hopefully, go to your credit union or some other banks, and hopefully it will convert. What that means is once you get that card and you're a good person, you've handled the account well, they'll transfer it to an unsecured card, and do that times 3 or 4, and never really use these cards. Use it for like here and there, because there are no points. The interest rate's going to be high. Just let that money sit for 6 months to a year until you can get an unsecured card. Let's see. Douglas Jones, tell those going to Houston to please be careful of environmental hazards. NYC 9/11 first responders. Oh, that's a little different. That's a little different. You got stuff, sewage, and things like that. Philip Hudson says 2 years for chapter 7. I'm going to go with that. So that's the thing. Let's see where we with the stream, because I wasn't going to stay this late. This just kind of happened. I wanted to share this with folks. For anyone who is now still here, I'll talk about Hustle Camp, because people will come later and watch this video, and then I'm talking about all this other crazy stuff. All right, here's the genesis of Hustle Camp, and let me tell you where it started. It started with me. I was in a very bad situation about 18 years ago. Wow, that's a long time. And I was in a boarding house, at one point homeless. I didn't have any skill sets, got divorced. It was really, really bad. Now, the first step is I got out of the boarding house. And how did I get out of the boarding house? Did I start a business? No, I wanted to start a business, but I realized I was unprepared to start a business. So I got jobs that gave me skills that I wanted so I can make more money. So it was about a 2-year process of me working in sales jobs. I only worked sales jobs. I did not just do regular jobs, because sales jobs will teach you many things that you need to know to start a business. So 2 years sales jobs. The last job was 100% commission. If there's any kind of job out there that will teach you how to run a business, it is 100% commission sales job. Because as a business owner, you're working on commission. Either you make it happen, you get paid. You don't make it happen, you don't get paid. Same thing. So did that. Then I started my own business. And Hustle Camp is my journey trunicated and put in a format to help people get to this level. So that's what it is. And it's very different, because first thing is you got to have a budget. Because, all right, let's say you go out and you start making mad money, right? Crazy bread. You don't know how to count your bread. You don't have no accounting. You have no budget. So this is how you find out that these athletes, movie stars who are making millions of dollars end up owing the IRS all this money or filing bankruptcy, because $12 million is a lot of money, right? But $12 million is a finite, not infinite, but a finite amount of money. And as you spend, it grows less and less. So someone could spend down 12 million and put themselves in a bad situation, like these athletes. If you're got a $12 million contract, why are you having a mortgage on your house? That makes no sense to me. You got a $12 million contract. Why do you have a car with a car note? That makes no sense to me. It's just bad financial education. So we work on the financial education. We work on balancing out your budget, and you work on fixing your credit. Then the next stage is creating a hustle. You need to learn how to run a business, because this is one of the things that happens all the time. People inherit money or they borrow money. They don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to do any of this stuff. And then when the business goes boom, they're like surprised. It's like, other day in the gym, I was deadlifting. On a good day when I'm going for power, I can do almost 700 pounds. But before I got to that 700 pounds, and most of my work sets stay at 500 to 600 pounds, but I had to do 225 because I couldn't do the 600 before I did the 225. And many people are trying to hit that 600-pound deadlift, that 600-pound squat, that 400-pound bench before, physically you don't try that because you can't. Your body will not allow it. But mentally in the business world, people, and it's the same thing, it's progression, it's incremental progression. They think because I want it and I can do it, and it just doesn't happen because they're not prepared. They're not acclimated to run the business. So by hustling, I learned how to write copy and I learned how to sell stuff online by writing Craigslist ads every day for years. It wasn't like a week. It wasn't like a month. It wasn't like 1 year. It wasn't like 2 years. It was for years. And I became really good at it. So that's Hustle Camp. And for those of you who want to be part of it, it's $600. And if you don't have $600 right now, we have a prepayment plan. You can email my assistant, Patty, Patti, at bschoolforhustlers.com. And we'll send you a link to the prepayment plans, which means you have to pay in full before you have access to the course. because this is part of me giving you the right information. And once again, this isn't for everybody. I totally understand that. But for the people who are ready for this, it's life changing. So that's Hustle Camp. So after we get past the hustling, then we get into the business building activities. And once Hustle Camp is built out, there's going to be an advanced business tactic deal. So there's some coming after Hustle Camp, but I just want you to do it the right way because you'll have better outcomes. So that's it. Let's see. Everything said a credit union is always best. I got a builder loan years ago, which helped me get on the right track. Builder loans report to all three bureaus. That's one way. 50 Twin, good info man trying to start a trucking business. All right. Douglas Jones, TD Bank says that if you have a 5,000 cash for secured card Visa, it will automatically convert to an unsecured Visa in 6 months, provided that you're always paying on card. That's a new one on me. Check it out. Douglas Jones says TD Bank. So Google that. Angel Brown. I don't know what that is. And then Desmar Perez, don't create a job, create a business. Cool. Let's see. Let me go. Ion Trade's been reselling hard this year, got about 10,000 stacked. What are my next steps to establishing business credit? Should I go ahead and make a business check account, talk to an account? No. What are you going to sell? Figure out what you're going to sell before you start messing with this business credit stuff. This is one of the things about doing it right. Keep your $10,000 and figure out what you're going to sell and start selling it and go as hard as you can. Lamode, thank you and Pat for taking care of me. Yes, Stefan Azer, Patty at B School for Hustlers. And it's just letter B, school, and then FOR for Hustlers. Caesar Hera, I'm 19 years old and I have a secured credit card for about a year now. What do you think I should just do now? Make more money, get your income up. Blackbird Mark V 100K with bad credit had to tune into this one. There's ways to do stuff. It's all about the bread. What's up from Miami? Hope y'all stay safe down there. Irvin, Douglas Jones, TD, Toronto, Dominion Bank. Cool. All right. So that's it for Hustle Camp. For those of you who want to be part of the experience, the links and stuff are below. And if you need the prepayment plan, go ahead and hit Patty, Patti at bschoolforhustlers.com. And then we'll get you in there. So with that, once I actually figure out where my window is, I am out. And be sure to subscribe to both the channel and the email list. I'm going to start doing some stuff very special very soon.